Hello everyone! My name is Miss Marisol and I'm from the CalFresh Healthy Living Program with the Santa Clara County's Public Health Department. And today I get to be your nutrition educator. Today we will be exploring the topics of lunch and dinner and looking into how we can create balanced meals using the 5 out of 5 model. Lunch and dinner are two very important meals to have every single day. They allow us the opportunity to eat foods that will nourish us and give us the nutrients that we need to continue our day. If you stop and think about it, by the time lunch rolls around, we've already done so much. Let's stop and think about all the things that we have done by the time lunch rolls around. We have been in school, we have been learning, we have been problem solving, and we have been physically active. Whew, that's a lot of energy. What we really need is a lunch meal that will provide us with foods that will energize us to continue our day. Dinner is just as important. Let's stop and think about all the things that we have done by the time dinner rolls around. We have finished school, we have helped out around the house, we have been physically active, and we have done our homework. Whew! Another great day of using energy. But we really need a dinner meal to energize us and eat foods that will give us the nutrients that we need for a good night's rest. While we sleep, our bodies use the dinner that we just ate to really revitalize us and give us energy to have a great morning the next day. Dinner is also the last opportunity that we have to get in all of our main nutrients that we may have missed throughout the day. I know that for myself, I stop and ask myself, did I get in all of my main nutrients for the day? And if I don't, that's okay. I do my very best to get them in during dinner time. Try and ask yourselves that same question. You might be surprised as to what nutrients you may have missed through the day and the opportunities you have during dinner to get them all in. When we talk about lunch and dinner, we want to do our very best to create balanced meals using the 5 out of 5 model. I know some of you may be wondering, Miss Marisol, what is the 5 out of 5 model? The 5 out of 5 model is a model that we use to create balanced meals. It includes all 5 food groups. And what we want to do is eat one or more foods from those 5 food groups. Do you remember what those 5 food groups are? Let's review together. There's grains, fruits, vegetables, dairy, and protein. We want to do our best to eat one or more foods from each of these 5 food groups. And this is why it is called the 5 out of 5 model. It is important to do our very best efforts to eat a balanced meals because we want to make sure we're getting in those main nutrients throughout our day. To help us learn more about the 5 out of 5 model, I'm going to use these special colored squares. Each of the colors is going to represent one of the 5 food groups. Let's start with orange, which represents grains. Some examples of grains are tortillas, rice, pasta, and more. Next up, the red square, which represents fruits. Some examples of fruits are apples, bananas, grapes, and more. Next up, the green square, which represents vegetables. Some examples of vegetables are Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, carrots, and more. Next up, the blue square, which represents dairy. Some examples of dairy are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Last but not least, we've got the purple square, which represents protein. Some examples of protein are tofu, eggs, chicken, and so much more. The 5 out of 5 model means that we do our very best to eat one or more foods from each of these 5 food groups. What I'm going to do is add up all these colored squares that are all 5 food groups to represent the 5 out of 5 model. All right, everyone, excellent job on that review we just had. You were all incredible, but we're not done yet. What we're going to do next is put our skills to the test and really look at some meals that I have here and see if they are balanced meals using the 5 out of 5 model. We're going to work together to see what food groups each of these meals is targeting. We're going to ask ourselves, are these meals balanced meals using the 5 out of 5 model? And if they are not, we are going to do something called modifying. Modifying means that we're going to change them so that they are balanced meals and they are following the 5 out of 5 model. Let's work together. Okay, our first example, a turkey sandwich. Let's first break it up, see what food groups are represented in this turkey sandwich. Okay, it looks like it has 2 pieces of whole wheat bread. Excellent. Okay, that's our grains, right? Next up, I see some onions, tomato, lettuce, and those are vegetables. Excellent. Okay, next up, I see a slice of cheese. That's going to be dairy. Great. And then I see some sliced turkey pieces. Okay, that's protein. Wonderful. There's something here that you may not be able to see. That is mustard. There is mustard on this sandwich, which is okay. Remember, mustard is considered an extras. Extras do not have a main nutrient. It is okay to have extras as long as they're once in a while. Why? Because again, they do not have a main nutrient, so they don't have any health benefits for us. Okay, so now that we've identified all food groups that are being targeted here, is this a balanced meal using the 5 out of 5 model? That's right, it is not. What are we missing? That's right, we are missing a fruit. All right, so now we're going to modify this meal. Now that we know what's missing, we can add that into our meal and then it becomes modified to follow the 5 out of 5 model. We are going to add in a fruit. We can add in a fruit of our choice. Watermelon, grapes, apples are just a few examples of what fruits we can add in so that this meal is a balanced meal using the 5 out of 5 model. Great job. All right, our next example. This is a nut butter and jelly sandwich. Let's see what food groups this meal is targeting. Okay, 2 pieces of bread. That's our grains. Good job. Nut butter is going to be our protein. Excellent. And we have another extras in here, the jelly. Now remember, as I just said, extras are okay to have as long as they're once in a while. And the reason for that is because extras do not have a main nutrient, which means that they do not have any health benefits for us. Okay, now is this meal a balanced meal using the 5 out of 5 model? Doesn't look like it, right? Good job. It is not a balanced meal. But what are we missing? That's right. We are missing fruits, vegetables, and dairy. So what we're going to do next is modify this meal. So we're going to add in a fruit, vegetable, and dairy. Okay, so fruits, maybe we can add in a banana. That sounds really good. What about vegetables? I think some carrot sticks would be so delicious with this meal. And dairy, how about a nice glass of milk? That sounds delicious, but you can get creative and use any types of foods that fall into these 3 food groups. Wonderful job. This meal is now modified, it is balanced, and it is following the 5 out of 5 model. Good job. Next example. All right, this is a noodles and meatball. This meal looks delicious. But let's see what food groups we're able to identify that this meal has. All right, the noodles, that's grains. Great job. Okay, I see some tomato sauce. That's made of tomatoes, which is a vegetable. Excellent. Okay, and see what's sprinkled on top of there? That's cheese. So our dairy is covered. Okay, and the meatballs are made of meat, and meat is a protein. So that is covered. So is this meal a balanced meal using the 5 out of 5 model? That's right, it is not. But what are we missing? That's right, we're missing our fruit. So this is an opportunity again to get creative and inventive. Add in any of our favorite foods. And by doing so, we are modifying this meal so that it follows the 5 out of 5 model and it is a balanced meal. Excellent job. Wonderful job, everybody. You are all rock stars. Please give yourselves a pat on the back or a self high five for all your wonderful efforts today. We have learned so much. We have learned about the importance of lunch and dinner and the importance of eating lunch and dinner every single day. We have learned about the 5 out of 5 model. we have learned about balanced meals, and we have learned about modifying meals so that they follow the 5 out of 5 model and become balanced meals. Excellent job! Tune in next time for another nutrition education video with another nutrition educator. You'll have loads of fun and learn so much along the way. Until then, continue practicing your healthy habits and stay safe. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye for now.